I realize that we are all sitting a lot more than we ever intended these days between working from home or maybe assisting our children with their schoolwork and their distance learning. So I don't know why it took me so long to realize we should do a workout while we're sitting video. These little resistance bands, these loops are fantastic. You can see my toddler is enjoying one. If you don't have a loop band but just have a regular resistance band, you can always tie it around your thighs. Can you come sit right here by me? You want to sit right here? So one thing is either tying it around or wrapping it, placing it around your thighs. I actually used this while I walked yesterday. I realized it just helped with engaging things in a different way. This automatically wants to pull in, so we're losing some alignment within our hips, and it can pull through the outer thigh, the outer hip, the outer glutes. So just simple sitting, hip, knee, distance apart, just like we would stand, right? We could stand here, but then can we stand here? Can we anchor down so the heels are still directly underneath of the hips and still directly aligned? This, we can step out, just side to side. Bracing with the belly. So if you're typing or you're just sitting there, the nice thing is if you're not typing, you could throw in some upper body work with the band, with some weights, something. I did that while my child was doing work. So just even this, and you can just focus on one, shifting and pivoting, opening up from the hip to press out so you get this outer hip, outer thigh, outer glutes. Try not to let the band pull everything back together, but to press out, and then alternating sides. You can keep the feet together and then press out from there. So you open up into a diamond shape. You've got both legs rotating out in that diamond shape. You can also sit here, and provided you've got the space as far as wherever your table is, lifts. And as you lift, you're creating some resistance against the band. You can stay with just one leg. Wash your hands, please. But also it begins to engage a little bit more into your abdominals to try to focus not on using the hip flexors to lift, but sitting up nice and tall. I know, I'm super comfy, I'm in a hoodie. Probably be easier if I wasn't. So can I focus on my alignment as I'm sitting here? Can I engage, can I exhale with my belly? Using that breath to lift. Maybe I'm just gonna do one leg at a time and lift here. Maybe even lifting here, having a little pulse. Maybe pulsing the other side. So there's that. Also, making sure again that you have the clearance, extending the legs out a little bit further. I used a piano bench because it was here. So extending the legs out, lengthening them, and again, keeping that space, hip, knee, and toe, rather than letting them slide right in. Lifting here, reaching the toes to the ceiling, and it's that same thing. Can I sit up nice and tall? Can I find that rotation from my hip as well? To then turn out, and you can even keep the other leg bent. Do I want to open up so I externally rotate from my hip? So instead of having my toes evenly face, it's just the arch of my foot. I'm going to lift here, tap and lift. Little toe, big toe, little toe, big toe. But also try and be careful so we aren't tipping back. How tall can I sit? Can I still engage in a really great posture here? And it almost forces you to do that. And then internally rotate. So my big toe is going to tap, my little toe is going to lift up. So you get the rotation into all of the hips as you sit. Plus, not only are you getting some good work into your legs, into that movement within your hips, it's great body awareness, connection, and sometimes just that physical input can help our brains when we're trying to focus. These are tools used in occupational therapy. I have my own child do it while he's got some physical input in his body as he's working. And if you ever have the opportunity to even do a stand-up, which I would totally recommend if that's an option. You can also do some just rear kickbacks here. You can do those side lifts here, right? We can do these sitting and reach out. But if we're standing, reaching here, turning here, bracing, lifting, and then focusing in on the glutes. It's kind of hard to focus in on the glutes while we're sitting on them, but if you have the opportunity to stand, or even you're just over it, you're cooking dinner, whatever, and you're at the stove, taking the opportunity to then engage there into the glutes here to press back. And you have that same thing. Can I find that rotation from the hip? Lift here, right? It's kind of basically just some standing bar work. Rotation here. So you can rotate through the hip. So just little bitty tools to help our bodies feel better while we are spending more time sitting than we had ever bargained for, without the even commuting from the car to the office or taking the kids to school. And we are living our lives as little dinosaurs. And we are doing schoolwork from home and spending hours just trying to figure out online learning. But dawned on me the other day, I have a sister who's a writer, and so a lot of her time is spent sitting, along with helping her kids get through stuff. So I suggested, hey, doing some work with the band, another friend, and I realized it might be helpful to have a little video. So that is my encouragement to you today, is find ways that even while you're sitting, you can still keep moving your body. And if you have the opportunity even to throw in some weights, or even doing a little resistance work, pulling at the band with the upper body if you aren't having to use your hands to type. So hope you have a fantastic day.